what we got going on.
Yeah, you got. I'm trying to tell you, jump on the wave now before it's too late.
All right.
I just know
Yeah,
that I started the movement.
we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe our intro is just going to be UK drill. Just that's how we're going to start this.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That'd be hilarious. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Men the Podcast. I am your co-host, Jacob Hale, joined with me by the amazing Trey Mosley here.
Everybody.
Oh, yeah. Got a great episode for you guys here, but before we start, definitely don't forget to sub us on YouTube, comment, like, subscribe, follow us on our socials. That'll be pinned to the descriptions below. And to start this all off, how's everything going with you, Trey?
Man, I'm out here. I'm struggling right now, man. I just got back from Cabo. It was a lot of fun times on a vacation with the fam. It was cool. Long travel day, and now I'm starting to get sick. So, we're grinding for the podcast. If you hear a couple of my sniffles, don't worry about it. We'll edit it out later if you do.
We got a good editor. Shout out to BJ. And at this point, especially with you, we might need a travel blog or something. We might hook a GoPro to you or something.
We might go viral just off the GoPro alone.
No, you're trying to be nice. All right. I saw you on that yacht. All right. I saw what you got going on. So I need to see some video. I need to see what's going on with that. So
it was a good time though. A lot of good experiences. Always fun to go out of town with the fam. Just getting to be out there doing crazy stuff just all the time. But what you been up to, dog?
Wow. What haven't I been up to? No, it hasn't been anything crazy, honestly. Big thing is, as you see behind me, setting up the workroom a lot more, getting this little, I'll call it a surprise, ready for our viewers, for everyone checking this out. I've been working on some stuff at my place and very excited to show you guys it very soon.
Okay, little hidden wraps. Okay, I like it.
Yeah, little cliffhanger there. But anyway, what are we talking about? What is this episode about? Well, this is the Father's Day episode. So before we go further, definitely happy Father's Day. Just want to say thanks to all of the amazing fathers out there that, the unsung heroes of society. They go out, they work hard every day with the one goal of providing for their family. It's show me a great family, but dad, look at the hands of the dad, look at how the dad looks or anything like that. He's got clothes from the 20 years ago. His hands are all jacked up. Yeah, he's willing to do anything for his family, and I think that's a ultimate nod of respect for sure. So happy Father's Day for sure. And this is the Father's Day episode. So we got some cool topics here. Want to just say our thanks. Again, we're Men the Podcast. Even though a lot of what we say is universal, at the end of the day, it is around for men. So there's certain topics, certain things that we definitely feel obligated to touch on and to throw out there to the world. And this is definitely one of them. So to start it off, I want to start it off fun. Obviously, no one has seen our family, which is for the better. But I'm curious, what would you say are two ways to describe your dad? And it could be like funny, it could be a word, it could kind of be a story. But I'm curious, how would you describe? What are two ways to describe your father?
I would definitely say one way to describe him is funny, and I got a nice long story for you. So every year on my Snapchat stories, this one memory keeps popping up, and it's of my dad. So there's a pool in our backyard, and one day I just walked out to our balcony and just looked down, and in the pool, all you see is my dad just sitting there, center of the pool with the life vest on, just chilling, just not moving, just sitting there. And it's like he's just sitting in the middle of the pool by himself with the life vest. I'm just like, it's so funny. And every time I see it, instantly post on my story every single time.
That man is in his He's in his own world right there, man.
Oh, I mean, yeah, he'll get the snorkel goggles out. He'll go snorkeling in the pool like he gonna see something. Mind you, all while he can't swim. He cannot swim at
I
all.
was, I was just about to say, I was like, I don't think people could really picture this, but it's like, it's probably like a 5 foot pool, and he's got like snorkel equipment on and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, no, he's not in the deep end. He was sitting in the shallow end. You could easily stand up, but he's just sitting in it with the life vest on.
Oh man, that is hilarious. That I always I feel like fathers, they're they're the comedy like central of the family. So your family, this is my theory. I think your family is going to be as funny as who the dad is. So if the dad is a character, then like
That's what
the
it
whole
is.
family's really gonna be pretty funny. Like you're always gonna have a good story or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're just gonna be used to it. But I'd say another way that I would describe my dad is that he's a very hard worker. Throughout, like when I was growing up and all that, he was always like he would have a job and then he would come coach all of our sports. He would coach all the way until we got up to high school, and he did this for me and my brother. It would be going back and forth. It just kind of worked out that I started high school when my little brother had started sports. But he's always been a coach, always been someone who would like be working. He was doing school, working, still being one of our coaches. Then he would have time on the weekends, and he would go and sit out there for hours and hit ground balls to us. All while he still had all these other. He had his job, he had his schooling. He was trying to do like just balancing a lot of different things, and he still always made time for us. So I feel like he's just a really hardworking person, and that's just something that I would tell everybody is how you would describe him.
Yeah, yeah, I think about that too, especially when eventually I have a family. Now, with the whole ground ball thing, uh, I need to see that. I need to see that they have some hope before I go out there and start doing that.
It's crazy.
Nah, because I've seen the fathers that do that, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you know, my dad's been doing that since I was 5 years old and stuff." Right? Then they get to college and they're like 5, 6, and it's like, I'm sorry, but you kind of
Yeah, there's definitely got we both definitely got blessed with the height aspect and
yeah. So
good
it
genetics to
worked
play
out for you
sports. But
guys.
I can understand what you're saying. But they don't do that. They can always go into golf, and you ain't gotta be tall to golf.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Golf lessons gonna change everybody's life.
My dad never taught me golfing. In fact, actually, just funny story, and this is a sidetrack here, but I was in orchestra in middle school, right? And
Okay,
so I was in orchestra, but I was also playing football. So it was like a hand in hand thing,
it
but
was like the
it's
same thing.
still
Were you one of the people? Were you one of the people on the sidelines where you would be playing on at halftime with your football stuff on?
no, no, no. I would never
Oh,
do
okay. You
that.
wasn't one of those.
Whoever
Okay,
does,
okay.
yeah, whoever does that, hats off to you. I have better things to do in my life. If it's football, I'm just doing football. If it's orchestra, I'm just doing orchestra. I'm
Yeah.
not doing the cross thing. But hats off to you guys. No shade on you guys. It's actually pretty cool. But no, so I was in orchestra, and funny enough, I gave up to high school, and that's you got to take it a little bit more serious and everything like that. The funny thing
Right.
was, I was 6 foot tall as a freshman in high school. So at that point, my dad was like, "Yeah, we're gonna stop all this orchestra
He said we
lesson
go with
stuff. Like
that.
we're just gonna focus on sports. That's what we're gonna do." So he put me in
Yeah. Yeah, you don't need to do that.
track and field in the off season to stay in shape and all that stuff. But I think about that. I was like, I would do the exact same thing. I was like, if my kid's 6 foot tall, I was like,
Yeah.
what are you doing playing the
We're
cello right
wasting our
here?
time.
No,
The
put this
cello is
helmet on.
crazy. Shout out to all the good cello players. Hold on, time. We not going to diss instruments. I tried to play an instrument one time, and this was my dad had bought me and my little brother both guitars. We tried to play instruments for I think maybe a week and a half. We had real nice. I had a big old acoustic guitar. He had an electric guitar. We tried off the videos. We tried for a week and a half. We couldn't even do like the first lesson, the first three steps to even doing it. We was like, yeah, we're done. So shout out to everybody who can play music. That's something I wish that I could.
Yeah, absolutely. And before I say my things about my father, everyone that's viewing this, definitely comment down below. I want to hear these stories. I want to hear, like, describe your dad. Give us a good story here. I feel like everyone has like a really funny story about their dad and like their lore, their back life, or something like that. Like you just learn the
Yeah.
most randomest things about your dad at random points in your life. But it actually leads to my story, or how, the things I want to say about my pops here. So I actually am going to second that with the hard work. My dad was definitely a hard worker. Now my dad, I he probably had the best work ethic I've ever seen in my life, honestly. And I say that to say, like, he didn't graduate college. He's a more of a salesman. He went on in that route and stuff. And when people make those jokes, it's like, you could sell water to a fish or anything like that. Like, this man is so unbelievably good at sales, like unbelievably good, to
Uh,
the point that I I haven't seen him pay full price for something in a very long time. And it doesn't matter like what it is. Like we'll be at a concession stand and it'll just be random. And it's like, oh, hey, what's your name? Lady will say your name. Like, oh, this is my name. It's like, all right, so since you know me and we're friends, do you have a friends and family discount? Like immediately, right there.
yeah,
The
just
lady's
instantly
just
said it.
like, I'm gonna just give you 20% off just because I like you.
Right. Just because you were funny.
But that was his thing. He was incredible. He would there was a time in his life he was selling the chips for the processing and reader for like credit cards and stuff. So when you go to do
Mhm.
the tap at a cash register, there's a certain type of interface you have to have for that to work, or else you just gotta swipe and do the normal stuff.
Right.
So he would go sell that to little mom and pop shops and convenience stores and things. But we lived in Chicago. So Chicago's so saturated and urbanized, everyone already had that. So in order for him to actually
Right.
sell and to hit his quotas, he would have to go up to like the northern part of Michigan, the peninsula
Yeah, like the
area,
rural areas.
just
Yeah.
the middle of nowhere, right? Absolutely in the middle of
Hmm.
nowhere. So I look back at it and I can really appreciate that because he would do 20-hour drive up there, spend 3 days
So
up there selling to the town, right? And then drive back and make it to my varsity football game, right? Something like that. And another
mhm.
thing that's synonymous with any father is like you're never really gonna know most of the time. Like in your head, you're preparing for a football game, and then you look up like, oh, dad's here, cool, right? Like you
I
don't
don't know
even
what they really
think
did.
about it, but then you look back in retrospect, it's like, man, you have to have some insane drive to be able to do something like that. I mean, even driving 20 hours, like
Yeah, that's
I
dedication. You can
by
do it.
yourself, that is phenomenal. That is incredible. I could never do that. Not at all.
Yeah, the 2 hours be killing me. So I don't. There's no way I could do 20.
Okay, I'm a little bit better than that. Not 2 hours.
I'm just saying, dog. 2 hours is a long time for me.
I mean, 3.5 will get you to KC from St. Louis.
So far,
That's crazy.
we used to have to drive to Quincy, and that was 2.5 hours. It was the worst drive of my life. I hated it. It took so long.
That's insane. All you need is a good playlist, man. And the
No,
second
the
thing,
playlist only lasts so long. I be getting tired, bored.
I would say the second thing about my dad is my dad was, I don't know how to describe it. I wouldn't say he was, you know what? I'm gonna cut him some slack. It's Father's Day. All right, I'm gonna give it to him. I'll definitely say my dad was financially literate. Um,
Mhm.
I hesitated, but to be fair, there was 4 kids, so
Yeah,
how well, like, how much money are you really gonna have circulate? So I gotta cut him some slack.
right.
There were 4 kids, but financially, um, first of all, if you ever met my dad, if anyone ever met my dad, he will never go a conversation without referencing money at least once. That's just part of the thing. So between the sales and between talking about money, that's literally my father, hand in hand. Like
Mhm.
any conversation past 10 minutes, he's going to throw a finance term or something out there at some point and then make it the conversation. That's just how he is. That's how he's always been.
Yeah,
It's
all
great.
about the
Yeah, so it was definitely never a boring day in that household when your dad is a salesman and financial guru trying to talk to
yeah.
your small children about what's going on in the world and credit cards and
Oh,
stuff.
so this happened the whole time. This wasn't even just when you were older. This was from beginning to end. You was 8 years old getting a lecture about saving dollar bills.
Oh yeah, my dad gave us debit cards really early, and I was
Hmm.
young, but I was also pretty smart. So I got to the point where I realized I was like, if I just never use it, he would still have to buy things for me. So I just never used it
Yeah,
and just be like, hey, I'm hungry. So hey, can we get this toy right over here? So uh, he must have thought I was a prodigy when in reality I was just
you were
manipulating the
just
whole
hustling.
situation
Yeah,
here. I mean, you're gonna give me money at some point. Like you're not gonna let me starve. So, um, but yeah, definitely, I would say those are two ways. Those are two things to describe my dad for sure. But moving forward, taking it outside of us, just talking about the world in general and society. You definitely there's definitely been a lot of conversations about family in general and the breakdown of what we consider as traditional roles between what's a man's job, what's a woman's job, what's a mother's responsibility, what's a father's responsibility, and things like that. And I think one thing that gets lost in all of this is the fact that we kind of get to the point where now we're kind of just doing way more division than I believe is necessary, to the point where it's just like you don't even need this parent. Not at all. Like you just need one parent. You just need this type of person. This is all you need. Taking it to the extreme. And
right.
before I ask the question, I definitely want to make the point that when it comes to building a family, you need both parents to be involved, no matter what the responsibilities are, no matter who's doing what. However, you guys figure it out on all the tasks and chores and everything that you have to do, have at it. But the point of the matter is, there needs to be two parents in any kid's life. I'm a firm believer in that for sure. But to ask the question, in your personal opinion, how important do you think it is for fathers to be in children's lives? And what role do you think fathers have in society as a whole?
I would say that I believe that fathers are really, honestly, one of the backbones of society. I feel like they're like you need to have your dad in your life. I know not everybody's has the ability to do that and don't get those same gifts and opportunities to get to know their father and things like that for whatever reason it may be. But I feel like there are certain things that you can only learn from your dad, and especially being a boy growing up, I think I would say it's almost more important to have your dad in your life just to show you the right charisma and those different like ways to act in society and things like that that your mom can't really teach you because she's not a boy. She's not going to be, whether you're black, white, whatever it may be, she's not going to be in those same situations that you come across in your day to day life from adolescence all the way through being an adult. I still, to this day, I ask my dad questions all the time. And he knows that, like, that's just something that's like this is our thing. It's like I'll come across something or think of something, and then he'll just kind of like give me all the information he knows about it, and he looks into it to try to help me because it's all about like trying to figure out the right ways to go about your days and be able to, once you learn from your dad, then reciprocate that and start your own family, knowing how to be a good father.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I had my uncle actually taught me this advice. But when it comes to a father, really just a parent in general, whether they teach you a lot or they don't teach you a lot, the fact that they were there does so much more for your mental health, for your stability, for how you pan your life out than them to be absent, right? And when I think of fathers importance to society, like you said, they're the backbone for sure. I'm definitely willing to argue that point, especially with both of the fathers that we've had in our lives and what everything they were able to do and willing to do to, um, make sure the family's taken care of and stuff. But what I would say is when I'm thinking about fathers in society, presence is a big thing that comes to mind. Um, when you think of parents, it's like a yin and a yang, right? It's like
Right.
your mom's going to be a certain way, your dad's going to be a certain way, or something like that. But the presence of a father, I think, it's something that a lot of people are missing in life. I'll put it like that. And part of the reason why is, you want to talk about uh, or emotional stability. That's where I think a huge role for fathers to play in society. I think a great father is someone who really teaches their kid about emotional intelligence, right? Because bringing it into science and biology, females are naturally going to be more inept with their emotions, which is natural, and they
Right.
should be, right? And there's a plus side to that, to having that in your life, so that you can process your emotions and you can actually expel your emotions properly. Because people who aren't able to, you see what happens to them. They kind of, we'll say, crash out. They'll eventually crash out,
Yeah,
and
they'll have that
it's
build
not a
up.
healthy thing, right? So on the father
Mm.
side, I think a big thing for fathers' role in society is to provide that emotional intelligence to say these are all of your emotions that you're trying to process. This is the when, this is the where, this is the how, right?
Yeah, this is how you should handle these emotions, things like that. I completely
Yeah,
agree.
absolutely. And if I want to bring a big example to that, I'll actually bring up the example of our co-host, BJ Wilson. So if you guys have never met BJ, our co-host, he is 6'8", 320 pounds, right? And
Right.
I just look at a guy like that, and I'm just like, if BJ had no emotional intelligence, and anything could set him off, I could never be near that person. He would be the worst person to hang out with.
Oh my
Like
goodness. I've seen
like
BJ mad like one time. It's one time ever. It's the only time I've ever seen him truly, really mad. It was during football. And he must have messed up. He was having a bad practice, whatever it may have been. But I saw him grip both of his hands around his helmet, squeeze it as hard as he could, and slammed it on the ground. And I swear, I thought the helmet was gonna shatter.
oh man,
So I
I've been out,
totally get where you're coming from.
dude, I've been out at a bar with BJ, and every now and then you'll just get someone who's drunk and an idiot. So they're like bump into you, and then they'll be like, "Hey, you want to fight? You want to do something or something like that." So someone did that to BJ, right? And I
I
just
just
think
think
about it
people
in my
care.
head. I was like, first of all, he's the last person you want to crash out in this bar because no one's going to take him down. They're going to have to stick a tranquilizer in them to slow him down or
Yeah,
something like that. But
right.
I think about for bigger people, and BJ's a very extreme example, but I'm a bigger person as well. Actually, we all kind of are, being above 6 foot for sure. It would just, what type of world would we live in when you have human beings like that who can't emotionally keep themselves together? Like, think of how dangerous of a world and as a society that would be if we just have a bunch of humans running around with no emotional intelligence that would just do anything irrational. And that's kind of what you see right now, to be honest with you. Um,
Yeah, got a
but
lot of
that
crash
just
dummies.
right, and that just brings the point home. Is like, that's why I think for fathers, that I think that's their biggest responsibility in society, is to be that other half, to make sure that we are bringing out a better generation of people.
I agree. Making sure that we're trying to be those fathers that step up in their kids' lives, being active in their lives, introducing them to new things, trying to work on that emotional intelligence that you were talking about, Hale. I completely agree. I think that our big thing should be is trying, even regardless if it doesn't work out between you and the mother or whatever, but still being in that child's life, I think is the most important thing. And I think that's something that should be put above all the other feelings, is the goodness and well being of that child, because that's the most important part.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. And um, as we go to our final point here, kind of a light note, I'll say this. You're free to go whatever angle you would like to go into with this, but I was going to address where some common stereotypes about fathers. What's kind of the dad essential? Now, again, none of us are fathers, so in the future, when we become fathers, what would you say are some father essentials that you have to bring
Okay,
to the
okay.
family?
I'm a little hipster. This ain't gonna be for me. I'm just throwing this out for like the general fathers, because you ain't catching it in this father. Let's start it back. I'm gonna lay out for you. We got those white. They're called the Air Monarchs. Them real orthopedic therapeutic shoes.
Yep.
You gotta get uh, the T-shirts that have been around, like you said, for like 50 years. They got holes in the armpits, but like it doesn't matter because it's a nice shirt and it still fits comfortably.
Yep.
You
We
gotta
got
have those
just
little
like this.
T-shirt.
WrestleMania.
Yeah,
This is what, 1999 WrestleMania. That's what you need right there.
yeah. Then you got the jean shorts. They always in the jean shorts. The jean shorts or the jeans that got the irons in them, to where you can see the little triangle point on the tip down the leg, all the way down the leg. The iron so crispy, it might cut your finger if you get to start rubbing on the jeans. I'm just throwing it out there. It's all from personal
Absolutely.
experience. I promise you this. I've lived all of these, and my dad has all of these.
You know what else you need? You need the little Bluetooth little headset thing on the side here that's
Yo, he got
harmlessly
one of
on your
those
ear that
too.
you can just tap in like hello,
Uh,
hello.
yep,
You definitely need one of those things. Uh,
right.
I think the
The
add
little
on
belt
to it,
clip for your iPhone.
you gotta have the clip for your iPhone. I like the Monarchs. That's a good touch. I agree with that. Gotta have the Monarchs. You gotta have the long sleeve socks, but you gotta pull them up all the way
The
so it
tube
covers the
socks.
whole. Yeah,
Yep.
it's gotta cover as much skin as it can. Like you can't keep them down. You gotta pull them all the way up. Absolutely.
At least half calf.
I feel like as a father, you kind of have to snore. Like I just feel like snoring and being a father is like part of the package. Like you just gotta
Oh,
snore.
that's what it is. As soon as you have that kid, you just can't breathe when you sleep anymore, huh?
Yes, absolutely. I feel like it's a disservice for me because I snore, but I'm not a father. So I just feel like I'm taking something away from them by being that type of person. So I'm working on it, guys. I apologize. I'm working on it. All right. On the snoring part, not the father part, not yet. That's not
Nah,
happening yet.
got some
But
got some days for that.
dad jokes are definitely essential. But how dad jokes kind of work is like you gotta be you gotta be corny, but it's gotta be corny with a mix of you trying to put in like new slang or something like that, like whatever the kid's trying to say. That I think those
Yeah,
are the better dad jokes. Like if my dad ever said this person's crashing out, I would immediately think that's funny, just because like
yeah.
you're a
What you
little
know about
old
it?
man to be saying crash out and stuff. Like that's
Or
just
they try to use their lingo like the same way we use ours.
yeah. Yeah, that listening to younger rap is a dad move, but they won't listen to it for the words, just for like the energy and the beat and all that stuff. So
Yep,
they'll
just
never
the
know a
beat.
single lyric. Like the LeBron James special, they'll always listen to these songs but never know the lyrics of it. They just like the beat and the flow.
Yeah, that's like me on this new UK drill music. I've been listening to UK drill probably for like 2, 3 weeks now. And I know the words to maybe like two songs. One of
Wait,
them has
wait,
Lil Baby in it, so it doesn't even really count. But
wait.
I have been continuously listening to UK drill. You got like Central C, Dave. I'm trying to think who else. It's this one song. It's like something with Leon, and I just be nodding my head. I roll the windows down, let the beat just go. I know not one word to the song. I've been doing this for like 2, 3 weeks now.
Okay, we need to have a conversation after this episode about this UK drill thing because this is the first time I ever heard about this.
Oh
Dude,
yeah,
I've never heard of that before. I don't even know where to start. Like, I imagine they speak English pretty well. Like, they're not just gonna
yeah.
say
It's just
wild,
like
but
slang. They just use they use Welcome to Brixton. It's a good one for you. You're gonna have to listen to that after this one.
Okay.
That's a real popular one.
Okay.
And it's
I need
like
to
they
check
just use like different slang words. Like instead of saying like he was like, I'm at a party with Barbies and drillers. Like who would say that in America? Nobody.
I don't even know what that means. Like,
But
is that
it's so. But
is that
that's
a
what I'm
pub or
saying. It's so
something?
catchy.
Yeah, I
No,
don't
they're at
know.
the party with girls and their homies.
Okay, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
UK drill with Trey Mosley here, guys. This is what we got going on.
Yeah, you got. I'm trying to tell you, jump on the wave now before it's too late.
All right.
I just know
Yeah,
that I started the movement.
we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe our intro is just going to be UK drill. Just that's how we're going to start this.
Oh, that'll be fun.
That'd be hilarious. But okay, let's wrap this up here. It's definitely been a great episode here. Again, happy Father's Day to all the great fathers out there. And if you guys haven't already, and you're listening to us now, definitely give your
If
dad
you made
a
it
call.
this far, you might as well do it.
Well, yes, like, comment, subscribe. Yes, we're getting there, but
Yes.
give your dad a call. Definitely give him a call. Tell him you love him. Literally just say that and then hang up. Like, don't even provide any extra context. And if they ask, just tell them that we told you to do that, right? But
Yeah.
absolutely. I hope everyone has a good Father's Day. Unless we don't get it out
Shout
of
out all
time,
the
then I
dads.
hope you have had a good
Oh.
Father's Day. But I have faith in our editor here that he'll help us out.
PJ is pressure make diamonds. Come on now.
Absolutely. So anything you want to add, Trey, before we close this out?
Nah, just how you said, shout out all the dads, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Promise you they appreciate it more than you know.
Yeah.
Like Kale said, if you still here, like, comment, subscribe. I promise it's free. I do it all the time. You might as well too.
It's free for now, Later on, we'll probably set a charge to it, but free for now. So get in while you can, for sure. And with that, signing off here, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.